Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we will discuss about governor limits. So in Salesforce, we work on a multi-tenant environment. Multi-tenant environment means it's a it's like a building where we have multiple apartments. So these apartments are Salesforce org, and this building is a Salesforce. So each org so Salesforce using governor limits, Salesforce ensures that no single org monopolizes all resources of Salesforce. So you'll see that there may be a possibility that one single organization can shut down operation of whole organization of whole Salesforce architecture, right? So Salesforce enforces governor limits. So if any organization try to consume more resources than required, try to consume resources outside of the limit, then Apex will throw error. Okay? So Salesforce will not allow you that. For example, in SOQL, we can query only 100 SOQL queries. SOQL or SOQL, okay? I will say SOQL here. So we can query only 100 SOQLs, okay, in a single transaction. And same is for DML. We can execute 150 DML statements. And if we talk about number of the records that we can retrieve using SOQL, it's 50,000. And if we talk about DML operations, DML record processing, so we can process 10,000 records. Okay, like that we have limit for call outs, futures. So this is the table where we have some common limits for DML, call out, CPU, time limit, heap size, future, queuable, and send. So for future call out and queuable, we have limit of for future and queuable jobs we have limit of 50. That is, we can call only 50 future and queuable call in a single transaction. Okay, but in case of asynchronous, it's double the it's double. Okay, double means double of synchronous transaction. So for the call out, let's say if we make 100 per transaction in a synchronous call, so in asynchronous call we can call 200 per transaction. So mostly these limits are double in case of async transaction. Okay. Now how we can avoid this kind of limit? So here we have few strategies. For example, for SQL queries, we can bulkify your code using set and map to query once for many records. And we can use relationship queries and subqueries instead of multiple queries. This we can avoid hitting SQL journal limit. And for DML statement, instead of executing each statement, instead of executing one DML for each record, we can club multiple record into a list and then execute that. And for if we have a large data, so in that case we can use asynchronous Apex, mostly batch or queuable Apex. And if we have CPU time limit or Apex heap size limit, in that case we can avoid nested loops with heavy processing, and we can use efficient data structure like map and sets, and we can minimize complex logic inside trigger and write that in the class and then execute in the triggers if necessary. And for the call outs, we can consolidate calls if possible and use asynchronous. And we can use trigger framework so to manage our trigger logic so that multiple trigger logic is not called. So because when we have a complex data, or we have a complex functions to call using the trigger, then it will be very hard to manage. So we can use trigger framework, that way we can avoid governor limits. Okay, means governor limits and many kind of limits like CP or heat type. Or we can apply some governance friendly patterns like caching queries inside static variables, so that we can use those caching queries instead of querying Salesforce again and again. Okay, and we can use repetitive methods. We can move repetitive logic to help the classes outside of loop, and you can use those methods instead of doing query inside for loop. Okay, so that way today we have known about governor limits and what are the governor limits in Salesforce and how we can avoid that. Okay, now let's keep it short. We will see you in the next session. Okay, thank you. Bye.